friends, it's Jay. It's been a minute since I filmed, and so I wanted to make sure that I started out the video saying thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, even though I haven't put up any videos lately. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate everybody who's coming back to watch this video. Thank you so much. I'm feeling like I need some clarity. I feel like I'm very cluttered as far as my fragrances go. I think what brought me here is that I have a lot of duplicates. I feel like in buying fragrances to review or just inadvertently getting something in the mail and discovering that it smells like something else, I feel like I've accumulated a lot of redundancy in my collection. So what I'm gonna do today is the start of my perfume collection, and this is gonna help me to go through everything and kind of clean house maybe a little bit, decide what I'm gonna keep and what I'm going to get rid of, pass along. And I think that's a way for me to kind of make sure that I'm wearing or I'm seeing and understanding everything that I have. And also making sure that I can review things, even if they're gonna go, I'm gonna set them aside so that I can make sure to do some reviews for you guys. I think a lot of those are gonna be Middle Eastern fragrances because those tend to be what is redundant in my collection. And I seem to have accumulated a lot of them because they're inexpensive as well. And some of them just didn't work for me. I'll make sure I say that as well. But yeah, I'm just gonna start with A. I think I'm gonna go A, B, C, D, all the way to Z, of course. How many fragrances are going to be included in each group just depends on the amount of fragrance that I have with that letter. Like for instance, today A, I think there's 30. So I think that is enough for one video. So I'm just gonna go along and I'll let you know what I'm gonna keep, what I'm not, and why. Just give you whatever information about each fragrance that comes to mind at the time. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I always respond to my questions in my comments. And again, thank you guys for coming back, and let's get started. I'm not gonna start, this is each fragrance house. This is, I put them in order by house, not necessarily in alphabetical order, but they are grouped by house, okay? So we're gonna start with Armaf. And we're gonna start with Club de Nuit Intense. Now I've been collecting fragrances for over 10 years now, so I have a lot of stuff. This is one of my oldest ones. This is a dupe of Tom Ford Nuit de Noir. It is a very thick, rosy, sweet, vanillic, chocolatey, rosy, kind of like a winey type rose, meaning wine-like, not winey. It smells so good, and I've had this for a long time. I have not reached for this fragrance. I haven't reached for it other than to test it. I think it's beautiful. What I'm finding with this fragrance is that I don't really have an occasion to wear it. For me, this fragrance says that it is formal. My life is not formal at all. I'll go out to eat, I'll go out to, things where you have to put clothes on, but it makes me feel formal. I guess that's the best way to describe it. For me, this is just I see like suits and I see long dresses, long gowns, or things like that when I think about this fragrance. And so for me, this is not an everyday wear, it's very occasional. And because I don't seem to have an occasion where I reach for this fragrance or even think about this fragrance, I think I'm gonna pass it along. Who knows, I might, grow in the future. I know I said in my last video not to give your fragrances away or get rid of them, but for me to have a whole bottle, not just a decant of something like this that's beautiful, I think it deserves to be worn. And just to keep it around for who knows. Like I said, I've had this for about 10 years. I've never worn this out, so I'm gonna pass this along. So this is Armaf Club de Nuit for women. This is Club de Nuit Intense for women, okay? I'm passing that along. The next one by Armaf is Armaf La Rosa. Now this is something on the opposite spectrum of the last one. This is fun. This is flirty. This is like La Vie Belle. Let me see if you can see that. This is like La Vie Belle mixed with Flower Bomb. It's very, you know, youthful, we'll say. Because, I mean, I haven't worn this very much at all, but it's just because, I don't know, I just haven't reached for it. I do like this fragrance composition. I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one because this for me is a much easier reach than the last one. I feel like I'd have many more occasions to wear this fragrance than the Club de Nuit, okay? So I'm gonna keep this one. The next house that we are going to go to is one that I hadn't heard of before. This is Ard Al Khaleej, okay? And this fragrance is called Thameen. Thameen. Now this bottle is great. It's really a beautiful blue color. The cap is very weighty. It's really nice. I think I paid about $50, $60 for this fragrance. I've never smelled Peregrina. And in kind of looking at the notes, I was hoping that this might draw me to that or give me an idea. I was just guessing. No one ever said that this is a dupe or anything for Peregrina, but I was just hoping because it's a sweet rose fragrance. I still haven't smelled Peregrina, but if it smells like this, it's not something that I think I want or I'm interested in. This rose is red. And okay, and it's sitting on top of or mixed with a lot of that. I'm guessing and I'm feeling like it's a clean oud. Like if you were to think of it makes me think of Tom Ford oud wood. So it's just that very clean kind of powdery oud, no funkiness, no nothing in it, but it's strong and it's musky, powdery with a lot of rose. And the rose, I mean, with that, it just pushes and it pushes and it makes the rose so center stage that it's a very strong fragrance. It's very strong and it pushes out. And it gives me the same vibes as the Armaf Club de Nuit, although that one is much sweeter than this one. I think that one has more vanilla in there. This is still sweet, but it is, it's just too much for me. And it gives me that formal occasion type fragrance feel. And so, again, I just don't see myself reaching for this. I don't have many occasions where I'm doing something very formal. And if I were to do something very formal, I have plenty to choose from where I could make it work for myself. I would feel more comfortable wearing something else. So I think that I'm gonna pass this one along as well. So that is two. The next one is by Agent Provacateur. And this is Fatale Pink. This is a very clean, some of these fragrances I've never ever talked about. So you're gonna get a good glimpse into everything that I have. So again, this is very clean. This is very, I feel like there's a good amount of almost like an alcohol feel. This is the type of clean I'm not that much a fan of. It gives me bright crystal vibes, maybe at the top, somewhat similar. It's not a dupe at all, but just that type of freshness that Bright Crystal has by Versace. I get that here, but then it starts to calm down and it's a little more, the atomizer is pretty nice. And the Armaf atomizer is just a little puff, but the Thameen, maybe I'll show it to you. This one, is bright at the top, but it starts to calm down and becomes more creamy as it develops on your skin. I just don't like that it has so much alcohol in it, and I feel like there are better options for this style of fragrance. Like, if I were gonna wear something like this, I would choose maybe a fresh but sweet and creamy, maybe like Yara. I would choose something like that, or I would choose Laura Mercier, the Ambre Vanille that I also have. But you know, fragrances in that line where it's fresh but sweet and flirty and creamy. This one I feel like is a little bit too, see, the alcohol is going away now. It lasts for a little while, but it's still on that bright crystal side, and I don't really enjoy that fragrance. So I think I'm gonna pass this one along as well because I have other fragrances that I would choose over this one. So I'm gonna pass that one along, and that's Agent Provocateur Pink, Fatale Pink. The next one is by, let's see, it's called Thara Al Oud, and it's by Ard Al Zafaraan. Okay, this one is the top is magnetic, not very strong. I mean, it's definitely not going to pick up the bottle. This bottle is pretty heavy. This is a 3.4 ounce, and it is a vanilla oud, basically. And I think that it might be a little bit spicy. I can smell just a little bit of spice from this fragrance. But it's not, I feel like I have things that I would prefer over this one as well. The oud might be that powdery type of oud that I was talking about. Nothing funky. It's a nice smelling fragrance for sure. You get the vanilla, a little bit, just a little bit of spice. But I haven't worn it. I don't really, I feel like I would like to smell this better on a man. So I might try to pass this along to my son and see if he'll wear it. And if not, you know, I might go ahead and list it and sell it. But this is not some, oh, there's a little bit of funkiness right there. Just a little bit. But this is not something that I see myself reaching for either. So this one is I'm gonna pass this one along as well. This next one is called Mithqal by Ard Al Zafaraan. And the bottle is pretty nice. It's a heavy glass bottle. This fragrance is supposed to have mango in it, and I've seen a few reviews. So mango, there's rose, there's a C note. I should have known better when they mentioned the C note, because I don't really do well with marine fragrances. Even if they're mixed well, I can always pick it up, and it just, I don't know, it just throws me off, and they're not my favorite. So I definitely, when I spray this fragrance, I get a beautiful, I thought I was gonna love this. I get a beautiful powderiness. Did you see that? It's like pressurized. It's really nice out of the bottle. The top is plastic. It's not heavy at all, but the bottle is really weighty. So it's a powderiness that I get, really beautiful musky type powderiness. But then as the fragrance starts to wear, I don't know if I even get any, if I can identify the mango. I can't. It smells slightly fruity maybe, but there's definitely some florals in here. And I think it's more of a floral, like more of a rose fragrance, especially because of the way that this fragrance dies down. It's more of a salty, like a watery rose. And the rose is red. So it's, it begins to feel a little bit, I want to say a little bit generic as you wear it. As it settles down on your skin, just because of the rose and the saltiness of it. I don't know, it gives a feeling, it doesn't make me want to reach for it. There is also some of that oud in here, some of that powdery, clean feeling oud, but it comes at the very end. You can start to feel it coming through, mixing with everything, but it really, at the end of the fragrance, that's really what you get. So if that sounds like something you'd like, I mean, it smells fine, it doesn't smell bad, but it's just not something I see myself reaching for at all. So I'm gonna put that to the side as well. So let's see, the last 6, I'm only keeping 1. So these are ones that I'm gonna pass along. And yeah, so the next one I have here is Viola by Ajmal. I'm keeping this one for sure. This is still that fun, flirty, kind of Laffy Taffy, grape Laffy Taffy, spicy white floral fragrance. And the spice in here is not too much. This is fun. The opening is really juicy and sweet, but then the white florals start to come through. I'm definitely keeping this fragrance. So I think that there is black currant at the top and some vanilla, white florals, and some spices in here. Definitely a fun one. So I'm definitely going to keep that one. The next one here is by Ajmal as well, and it's called Ravish. So this is a soapy sandalwood fragrance. I've worn this. This is easy to wear to work. I'm gonna keep this. This top is not worth anything. It doesn't add anything to the fragrance, except maybe to help with it evaporating. But please, it's not gonna help secure anything. You can't pick it up from the cap, and it really is just sitting there. This is a really nice fragrance. A smooth, soapy, creamy sandalwood. Really, really easy reach. I was gonna say this is Ravish II. I was gonna say, but I don't know because I don't have it and I haven't smelled it in a long time, that this is supposed to be something similar to Versace Crystal Noir. But again, I haven't smelled that fragrance in a long time, and this does smell kind of clean, musky, soapy in the beginning before you get to that creamy sandalwood. So I don't know, those of you who have that, let me know. I think that one is supposed to have like a coconutty feel, and this doesn't. So I don't know how close they are in scent, but definitely keeping this one. A very nice, easy reach. The next fragrance that I have is Modeste de, and this is Pour Femme by Afnan, okay? This fragrance is really beautiful. It's very like a fruituli, like a very deep red. I think there's cherries and strawberries, maybe even raspberries in here, along with some spices and some patchouli, definitely some vanilla in here. Very sweet, very kind of sensual, yummy, seductive, gourmandish fragrance. I would hold on to this, but I have Lancôme, the La Nuit Trésor, and this is very similar to that. So I am going, oh, there's some chocolate in here. I smell the chocolate too. Yeah, I'm gonna pass this along. I still have a lot of the Trésor, and so I'm gonna keep it and just pass this along since they're so very close. I feel like if I were to run out, I feel like I could get this easily. So I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm just gonna pass it along. So that is Afnan Modeste de Pour Femme. Really nice. The next one I have is Ahmed. I'm not sure if that's the full name, but I put it in the A's because that's what's listed on the cap. It says Ahmed. This is called Bon Bon, and I got this because it was supposed to be a gourmandy rose, like a rose and white chocolate. That's what it is. It's really beautiful. It's really pretty if you like a sweet candied rose, sweet on the creamy kind of chocolatey side, vanillic side. I would hold on to this, but it's very, it's a red rose too, red rose. It's very similar or in that same vein of Rose is Greedy. No, not Rose is Greedy. Rose is Vanille, okay? And I would say that because of the price of this fragrance, I think I paid $60 and this is a 1.7. Now, you can get Rose is Greedy for about that price on a good sale. So I would say this is not worth it, considering that this is a 50 ml, considering it's a little bit lighter. Now, I know that, it being a light fragrance doesn't mean anything. It just depends on your preference. But I feel like if you control your sprays with the Roses Vanille, you would have a better experience than this. I feel like it's just more worth it. It's worth it to get the Roses Vanille than this. So it's not necessary to look for this fragrance. I'll probably hold on to it, I guess, maybe. But there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't want you guys to go out looking for it because if you have that, I think it's a better option, again, to get Roses Vanille. The next one I have is Alaia, and this is Alaia Blanche. Now, this is one of my favorites. This definitely has an almondy feel. It's vanillic, it's powdery. There are some white florals in here that make this, I think, make it special. This is long lasting. This is pretty wide projecting. This is definitely one that if I were to keep backup bottles, I would definitely find a backup bottle of this fragrance. It's just that good to me. I've had this for a long time. The juices had a chance to darken, but I just love that powdered almondy feel that this gives, and along with the white florals, it's just something special to me. So I think this suits me very well. So I'm going to keep this around. That is Alaia Blanche. The next one is Aqua de Parma. And this is Vanilla. This is another one that I think suits me very well. It's a powdery vanilla that's a little bit baby powderish. You get a little bit of that kind of baby powder vibe from this fragrance, but still vanillic. And it also has some green notes to it. I mean, it's kind of a little bit jasmine-y, just a little bit, but definitely get that jasmine through there. It makes it special. It definitely makes this fragrance special. So it's a powdery vanilla with some jasmine, some green jasmine in there. So it's really, really pretty. And that is Vanilla. The vanilla starts to come through a little more as it develops. It's not so fresh. It deepens a little bit. Definitely holding on to that one. The next one I have is from a company, a fragrance house called Affinessence, and this is Santal Basmati, Santal Basmati. This is a collection I think that is focusing on the base notes, notes de fond, so the end notes. I looked that up. I don't speak French, but this one is really beautiful. Really, really creamy sandalwood. Look at that. It's just a puff too, that has some mild but beautiful and present notes towards the beginning of rice. So it almost smells like you have a, some like you're cooking rice in the air, and it smells like basmati rice in particular, as the name says. Definitely a lighter fragrance. It's beautiful. It stays closer to your skin, but it is a beautiful fragrance. Definitely holding on to this. And I also have from that house, Affinessence, this is Vanilla Benzoin. So benzoin and vanilla. This one gives a almost cherry, not almost, it does give a cherry vibe when you first spray it. Let's see here. I love the puffs that it gives. Yeah, and it's almost a little bit resinous. I mean, benzoin, right? So resinous vanilla with a slight cherry vibe, but it gets to be a little more creamy as it dries down on your skin. A beautiful fragrance. Get them on sale. Please get these fragrances on sale. Don't pay full retail for these. But I think if you can find them at a good price, they're definitely worth having. So next we're going to move to the house of Armani. Let's start with the one that kind of stands out. It's not like the other ones. This is Aqua di Gioia. Now I need to wear this for sure. I think I'm going to take this out and wear it this week. Sorry that it's so dirty. It's so dirty. But just a fresh, minty, brown sugar. Now, I don't get marine, but I definitely get aquatic in this fragrance. And this is the type of fresh, kind of watery fragrance that I like. No salt in this at all. And it's just easy. Very fruity too. There has to be some lemon, some citrus in here too. Really easy reach. And why not keep an easy reach? It's nice to have those around. So let's see. C Passion. We're going to go to all the C's that I have. This is C Passion. A really fruity but shampoo-y. It's fresh shampoo-y fragrance. Kind of fruity, but as it wears, it definitely goes toward that. This is like a citrusy, there might be pineapple in here. Citrusy, shampoo-y, just very clean. Perfect for this time of year fragrance. Love that one. And then there is C. This is the EDT, and not many people talk about this one. I think it is a little bit on the generic side, if we were going to say that. There are some fruits in here. It's supposed to be mango, but I can't pick it out to be mango exactly. Watch when I spray it, I'll be able to. No, it's just fruity rose, a little bit lighter than the other. Ooh, that rose is pretty though. Like a pinky type rose. It's like it's a lighter version of the C EDP. This is the EDT, but another easy reach. And it smells, I was gonna say classy, maybe, but it just smells good. It smells fresh. So that's that. Here is the Sea Fiori. I have mixed feelings about this fragrance. Sometimes I feel like it is a heavier fragrance. Sometimes I feel like it is light and airy and fluffy. I don't know. Sometimes the creaminess in the fragrance bothers me. It makes me feel nauseous sometimes. I don't know what that's about. It kind of reminds me, see, it smells great today. I'm not bothered by it today. Kind of fruity, creamy, fresh. So yeah, definitely keeping. All right, so this is the Armani Sea, their EDP, the original. A sweet rose that's on that wine-like side, but much easier to wear than the Armaf. It's toned down, it has black currant, vanilla, and that beautiful rose. It's easy to wear for me. This is an easy reach. You can wear this one dressed up, dressed down. Not too casual. It's not too casual of a fragrance, but it is easy to wear for me. I think it's beautiful. I have Sea Passion. This is Eclat. This is an airy, fruity, wet rose. Really, really easy to love, and I plan on wearing this a little bit more, a lot more actually, this summer. Easy to wear. It's not heavy at all. And the next one that I didn't get a chance to wear this wintertime, but I do hope to wear this soon. This is the Intense version, the Sea Intense. Okay, this is the EDP Intense. I think it's more resinous and definitely more juicy. This is good. Oh, I think I can wear this maybe summer nights too. It's not too heavy. It doesn't feel like it's too heavy. I feel like a lot of these, the Armani Seas, they are good all-weather fragrances. So I'm gonna try and get that in. That the juiciness of that one is really, 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 really nice. So yeah, those are all my C's or my Armanis. The next house we'll get into is Attar collection. I find that these are similar to other fragrances. So I think I'm gonna keep this first one. This is Azalea. And this is supposed to be, well, it's very similar to Psychedelic Love by Initio. A myrrh, this is a myrrh and vanilla type fragrance, powdery and very, very beautiful. This is a very cozy fragrance. I think you could still wear it maybe in the summertime, in the evenings possibly, not on heavy days. I think the sweetness might get to you, but I'm definitely gonna hold on to this one. Definitely substantial top. The bottle is nice and heavy. It's just a well-made fragrance. So this is one that I'm loving. And Azora. So this is a peachy white floral with a little bit of, I don't necessarily get the mossiness, but if you were to watch the video with, that I did with my mom, she got it. She said it reminded her of an old fragrance. So I don't know. This is supposed to be, well, it is very similar to Fleur Narcotique by Ex Nihilo. And I have some others that are very similar to that fragrance as well. So I'm going to have to kind of go through them and see which fits me the best before I give them away. But I think I have about 3 or 4 fragrances that are similar to that one fragrance, Fleur Narcotique. It's a great fragrance composition. I like the note profile. It's fresh, it's juicy. The peach in here is very, very juicy and natural smelling. And yeah, I just think it's a beautiful fragrance. So that is that. The next house that we'll get into is Arabian Oud. And this is Calumet Black. This is the type of vanilla and oud that I would pick up before the other one that I showed you. So I'm gonna keep this instead. I don't get any funkiness from this. It's very smooth. Oh, very smooth. And I think this is beautiful. This is unisex as well, but this is so smooth. And I think there's some basil in here, maybe some frankincense as well. So it freshens it up a little bit, but even from the bottle, it's just so good. The vanilla is nice and sweet, but it's not an overly sweet fragrance. It's brightened up by some of the green notes and the frankincense. And the oud in here is very, very smooth. Not really detectable as oud. This is a very, if you can get your hands on this, I think it's about $100, maybe $125. Arabian Oud, I think they go on sale as well, but this is worth trying out if you like a vanilla oud. And there's a little, just a little bit maybe of smoke in this fragrance as well, but I think I would always try to have this as well. The next one from Arabian Oud is definitely not unisex. I would not identify it as that, but you know, if you like white florals and musk, which is what this is, you know, go for it. This is cashmere musk, actually, by Arabian Oud. Just white florals, clean white florals. There's on the sweeter side too, and just musk. So this is a beautiful fragrance to wear for this time of year as well. Really nice. Really, really nice. Okay, the next one, I think that's jasmine, as a matter of fact. Jasmine, like a sweet, not the sweetest, but sweet, kind of greenish with musk. That's pretty. The next house I'm gonna go to is another Middle Eastern house. This is something that I had never heard of. I was just being nosy on the internet. I think I got them from FragranceNet. And this is, oh, sorry. Hold on. Attar, oh, it's on the side. Attar Al Has, okay? Now, reading the notes of these fragrances, I thought I was gonna love them, both of them. I have two from this house. This is Kamuthraa, okay? So the notes are black currant syrup, pink pepper, let's see here, orange flower, rose, cyclamen, narcissus, jasmine sambac, vanilla, agarwood, which, you know, they say oud. Agarwood is not necessarily oud. Oud is the process of the rotting wood, so they specified oud is made from agarwood once it's rotted, you know, with the bacteria. Incense, patchouli, benzoin, and tonka bean. So I thought I would love this. Oh, but I don't. This is very, this is a fecal oud. And I get it when I pull the top off. I'm gonna spray it just because I'm curious. I haven't sprayed this in a while to see if I can pick up the other notes. This is not for somebody who is a novice concerning oud. This is somebody who knows what they're getting or what it means when someone says barnyard oud or a fecal oud or something like that. It has a funk to it. It definitely has a funk to it. And I'm just gonna spray it like that and see if I can get the fruity notes, because this should have been something that I like. No, I mean, I do get the fruity notes, but the blend, just the way that it blends, this is not something for me. So if you are somebody who likes to be adventurous and likes an oud fragrance, a fecal oud, I'm gonna put this up, and I think I'm gonna pass this along I'm gonna pass this along. This is not definitely not my style of fragrance, so try it out. I have another one from this house, and this is why I bought that fragrance. The notes to this, the bottle is beautiful. But also the notes sound so refreshing and sweet and feminine. Let's see, it says this is lucum. So that's like, lucum is Turkish delight. I think it's made with, like it's like a jelly with powdered sugar on top of it, maybe rose jelly with powdered sugar. And it has pink grapefruit, it says, frozen raspberry, candied fruits, pink rose petals, tender cherry blossom, dulce de leche, ending in vanilla, pistachios, and woody notes. Okay, so I was for sure, 100% sure that I was gonna love this fragrance. The woody notes, unfortunately, are again oud, and it is pretty strong. This is called Exquisite. All right. I'm going to spray it one last time, I think, just to see if it's something that I can get past as far as the oud having blended with the top notes and the other notes in the fragrance. Oh, and I just don't think they don't come across as clearly as I would like. I feel like it's strongly blended. The oud is all through there. The wood is all through there. And so all of the other deliciousness that I was expecting is just not clear. So it's still on the woody side. So because of that, I'm going to pass this one along as well, okay? Unfortunately. And the last group of A's that I have is by Amouage, okay? This is a house, these three fragrances, I know that I love. I'm going to keep these around. But this is a house that is, you know, not safe, I guess, for a lot of people to just blind buy because of the cost. And I would say because of the scent profiles. Definitely this one. This is a tobacco, jasmine, and vanilla fragrance. This is Portrayal Woman. If you haven't seen these, you know, Amouage, the caps are magnetic. And if you turn it a different way, it's gonna turn right back to the way it's supposed to be. It's pretty cool. But anyway, this is a very thick, very rich fragrance. And I would say that this is definitely probably a more formal occasion, but I see myself wearing this more so than the roses that I said to be more formal. So this is Portrayal Woman by Amouage. The next one I have is, this is Lilac Love, and this is one of my favorites. This is a beautiful, beautiful chocolatey, like a powdered chocolate on top of some lilacs and other white flowers. I think there's gardenia in here. You definitely get some white florals, and it gets more clean at the bottom. This is like vanillic at the bottom, but also cleaner. The vanilla comes forward. The powdered chocolate kind of dies down a little bit toward the end, but this is a very beautiful fragrance, kind of unique as far as the chocolate being mixed with the flowers, the cacao being mixed with the flowers, not overly sweet. I find this to be very beautiful. So that is Lilac Love by Amouage. And the last one that I have by Amouage, and my last A, is Love Tuberose, also by Amouage, okay? A very creamy, well, I would say creamy, but it's kind of whipped. There's whipped cream in here. It's not heavy is what I'm trying to say. It's not a heavy fragrance, but there is a lactonicness. There's whipped cream as a note in this fragrance with a green tuberose. I feel a little bit of green in here, maybe even a little bit of spicy green, not because there's spices, but because of the green, if that makes sense at all. But it's a fresh tuberose. It's beautiful, mixed with whipped cream. So that's it. That's all, and it's beautiful. I think this is very easy to wear as well. So yeah, those are all of my A's, all of my houses with the A's. So the ones that I mentioned that I was gonna pass along, I do have a Mercari. I'm gonna go ahead and list that. That way you guys can, you know, see if there's something that you like. You see me. I've sold things in the past on Mercari. I know that I have good reviews as well. So check it out. If you see something that you like, just hit me up there. I'll give you guys some good prices for sure. I definitely want to make sure that you can experience these without hitting your pockets. Plus they're used. I have a lot of my boxes. I keep most of my boxes. So yeah, we're going to get through all of these. We just started with A, like I said. So next video, it's going to be B's, and then we'll just move along. I appreciate you guys being here with me. This is longer. These videos are probably going to be a little bit longer, but yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. Love, Jay. Bye-bye.